The sacred yet most attacked institution through which the human society is born and in which it is properly ordered is marriage, especially a lifelong matrimony which is unique to Christian faith and ethos. The readings today remind us of the three goods of marriage, which are unity and fidelity, procreation and education of children, and the fact that a validly contracted marriage cannot be dissolved. Both the readings from Genesis and the Gospel account for these three goods upon which the human family and society are built. In the Gospel, Jesus said to the Pharisees that Moses allowed them to write a bill of divorce to their wives because of the hardness of their hearts and their unforgiving spirit. What that tells us is that God's intention for marriage is to be a lifelong loving commitment. So any reason for which a marriage can be dissolved would be for that which makes it invalid from the beginning. So the supposed marriage would be annulled and both persons involved would be considered as never being married. Divorce is a legal term that has no place in Christian marriage. And when such reality exists in a valid marriage, as Jesus would say, is a sin leading to the sin of adultery. Now Jesus goes on to remind us who is to be married, a man and a woman, stating the number and the gender required for a valid marriage. This requirement became the greatest gender equalizer in human civilization, making the Christian marital ethos of a lifelong monogamy a revolutionary idea across civilizations, which unfortunately some feminists fail to see. Rather than suggesting gender inequality or that one partner is somehow not enough as polygyny suggests, the Christian marriage speaks of gender differences and complementarity in keeping with natural law across civilizations from the beginning of creation. This complementarity captures the beauty and the proper functioning of human sexuality with the primary end of procreation and education of children, which is the foundation of human society. Marriage, by its very nature, must have the potential of bringing forth life. And come to think of it, the word matrimony comes from the Latin word mater, which means mother, with the suffix monium, which means action or condition. So by definition, marriage is an institution with the potential of making a woman a mother. Even infertility in marriage does not invalidate this definition, since it is not a result of the genders involved. So now you understand why a same-sex union cannot be rightfully considered a marriage. And speaking of Christian marriage as the most dignifying institution of a lifelong complementarity of a man and a woman, we turn to Genesis 2:18. It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make a suitable partner for him. In some translations, we have suitable helper rather than suitable partner. But either way does not imply any inequality between a husband and a wife. We know this by paying attention to the Hebrew word ezer, which translates to helper. In more than 20 places in the scriptures where it is used, it means a kind of helper in dire situations. So think of the name Eliezer, which means God is my helper. It doesn't mean that God is subordinate to me. So the use of a helper in reference to Eve does not mean that she is subordinate to Adam. Neither does it mean that she is superior to him when we add the defining word suitable, which is from the Hebrew word kenegdo, meaning that she is a helper that matches him as his co-equal. Adam testified to this, saying, "This one at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman, for out of her man this one has been taken." He recognized that she is his co-equal, and that is Christian marriage, which Jesus, in referencing Genesis, said, "The two will become one flesh." And he goes on to say that what God has joined together, no one must separate. Not only that a valid marriage cannot be dissolved, but that there exists a third person who binds them together, and on whom the foundation of their marriage rests. May God increase among us vocations to married life, bless every couple with unending love and fidelity, and attend to the needs of those struggling with infertility and other challenges in their marriage. Amen.